everybody. I have just returned from a nice walk around my neighborhood. I was scavenging for leaves because today we're going to talk about leaves. So I've got a few different kinds, then actually quite a few different kinds for our different lessons. The first thing we're going to talk about is, what is a leaf? So here we see the whole leaf. Now the leaf is the part of the plant that has the really important job of making the food. Now unlike you or me, it's not going to make sandwiches or spaghetti bolognese or anything. It makes a simple kind of sugar. It can do it in a way that even humans haven't figured out. It's able to use the energy from the sunlight, and together with carbon dioxide and water, it's able to make its own food. So when we look at this part here, it's usually green. This is the lamina, or the blade of the leaf. And it's the part that has usually got veins in it. And it comes in all different shapes and sizes. The next part I want to talk about is the veins. You see these veins? And they act like the veins in our body. They're little pipes, and they carry the water all around the leaf, and they also help bringing the food throughout the plant. So they're little pipes. They're also a support for the leaf. So they kind of are a bit like bones in our body, our skeleton. And for that reason, some of the bigger veins are often called ribs. This one is not the best example for the next part. I thought this one was very cool. Do you see this very long, skinny stalk thing here? This is a part of the leaf. I know sometimes we have a tendency to call it a stem, but unless this leaf was just growing out of the ground like that, all by itself, this would not be a stem. This is growing on a stem. This is a part of the leaf called the petiole, and it means footstalk. We have another part that I had a hard time finding, so I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see in there. Right in there, you see that little bumpy looking thing in there? At the base of the petiole, sometimes there are these little leaflet things called stipules. And I was lucky enough to find some. They weren't very easy to find. Not every plant has them. So that's another part of the leaf. So these are our main parts. And I'm going to pull off this one. It's not in the best condition, I'm afraid. So we have our whole leaf, which is the part of the plant that makes the food. Next we have the blade, which is also known as the lamina. And that's the green part of this leaf. It's usually green. But if you have like a maple or something like I have, they're not always green. The next part we talked about were the veins. And the veins are those little pipes that run throughout the leaf. And I'm going to label that one in the middle. You see that one there? The veins. Then we had the petiole, which is also known as a little footstalk. It's the little part that attaches, in this case a long part, it attaches the leaf to the stem of the plant. And finally, we talked about stipules. Stipules are those little leaflets that are at the very base of the petiole where it attaches to the stem. And some plants have those. You may have to look closely for them, the stipules, and I'm going to place that at the base where our stipules were. So those are the basic parts of the leaf.